Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Great to see everybody in chat. Blazer, how's it going? Danny, what's up, man? Hey, Sharon. And that's it. All three of you. If you're watching and you're not in chat, welcome. Stevie B should be joining us in a little bit. You know, if you guys have been paying attention, you know that she's been taking care of her dad and his wife, getting them settled in Florida. Still in the process of that. And I know it's kicking her ass. You know, I have so much props for that woman. She's just doing what has to be done, you know, and it's a good thing. Oh, Sharon says, Mogs, we keep getting bad weather, lights going on and off. May not be here through the whole show. Well, hopefully you are. You know, sucks losing power. We lost it a little bit that last hurricane we had when Debbie came through. We lost it for like an hour. Looks like Bermuda is going to get their ass kicked. There's a big Ernesto sitting off the coast. Hopefully, you know, they come through it all right. Prayers to them. Tonight's one of those nights where I just don't want to. It's like I forget how to do this by myself. Icon, how are you? Great to see you. She'll be she'll pop in, I'm sure. Actually, I'm waiting for her to get home. Northwoods, what's happening? He's on a train, so his signal might shit the bed at any time. Mr. Lee, what's up, buddy? What else? So yeah, if you're new, again, welcome. Call this Why the Fascination. It's kind of something I came up with about 4 years ago. It was a question where I was like, why are all these people here? It's like not here on this show, but in this genre. Be it the paranormal or Bigfoot or UFOs, or, you know, there's so many people that come back night after night after night. Same people, and it's like, why? You know, besides the community, amazing community. What is it about the subject that brings you back all the time? Be it an experience, you know, sighting, or just curiosity, you know? Me, I'm curious. But it's that curiosity and that question that was like, I want to ask that question. Fuck are all you doing here? No, it's, you know, like my excuse. Well, I stumbled upon the Bigfoot community, but I've had paranormal experiences, so I figure that's weird enough. I mean, Bigfoot's weird, but you know. So that's what we do. Is I post a link in chat, and anybody can click on that link, come hang out. You got stories to tell. You just want to bullshit. Whatever, want to hang out, click that link, follow the directions. Pretty simple. If you don't want to be on camera, you can click the stop camera button at the bottom of the screen. And you don't have to be on camera. I do ask is that you turn off YouTube and just come on StreamYard, because a lot of people like to watch themselves and whatnot on YouTube. But there's a delay, so we get an echo. Right on. Indeed. I'm a people observer. This is a good time with good people. Gary, how's it going? Good to see you again. And thanks for joining us the other night. That was cool. Yeah, I was listening to West Virginia Case. It's hosted by Les Odell earlier. He comes on probably around 7 o'clock. And he had a good guest on tonight. It's funny. I find myself listening to his channel like an hour, 2 hours before I go on. But yeah, it was a good show. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm just babbling. Bobby Ounce, how's it going? Just heard a car horn. I wonder if Stevie's home. It's funny. Her car, right now, she's using a rental because she had to transport her folks from Baltimore, but it's just a little bit bigger than her car, but she has trouble parking it. I let you pull into the carport last night. I thought she was going to hit the damn thing. I trust her driving, but from my angle, peeking out the window, I thought she was going to hit one of the posts. Keep getting all these notifications popping up on my screen. Just told me I was live because I didn't know. Oh, I think Stevie's home. I'm guessing. Oh. Huh. Gary just threw down the gauntlet, Mr. Lee. He said now it's Mr. Lee's turn to come on. Yeah. Again. Hey, Stevie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Nice shirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a Dead Man Walking shirt. It's a Jelly Roll. It's kind of big. I think he actually wore the fucking thing.
I walked in, I saw it. I'm like, what is he wearing?
Yeah. Stevie gave it to me. She got it for me. She actually won it from Jelly Roll's wife.
Yeah.
She has a channel, a YouTube channel. I guess she got involved in a contest and won. So here we go.
It was one of those things where you respond first 100 people to respond.
Oh, so they gave 100 t-shirts out?
Yeah.
I don't feel special anymore.
Well, it was the first 100 people out of thousands, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Hi, everybody. I don't even have the show on.
You just walked in. I didn't expect you to. I don't even expect you to come on. You know.
I don't know that I am.
What I expect is you to pop your legs off and go right relax. Yeah, then go do what you want to do from the bedroom with your feet off. No, you're not. I'm fine. She's stubborn. I know she's hurting. She needs to take her feet off and just
I'm getting my
chill.
right now.
Oh yeah, blame it on the dog. I'm telling you, girl. Carol, how are you? Midwest Night Watchers. Yeah, she doesn't have the show on yet. So we can talk about her for the next couple of minutes. She's in the other room. No, I just, she's That's what I think about her. Wow. Anyway. Just chilling. Feisty Kitty, what's up? Girl says he's just chilling. That's all I'm doing. It's actually all I've done all day. I didn't have any reservations today, so I kind of stayed away from the marina. It's been hot as hell out, so I picked up some dinner earlier. Brought down by Stevie and the folks. She is the takeover mod. I do that. It's all over at Crash. Tell Stevie to kick her legs up and stay a while. No, I want her to kick her legs off. If you don't know, she's a double amputee and she's wearing prosthetics. And she's been wearing them way too long. She needs a break from them. Mr. Lee, keto for life. So as of this morning, Mr. Lee, 35 pounds. When I said 30 the other day, it was like estimate, but yeah, 35 pounds. Got about 10 more to go. Maybe 12. 12. I want to hit 200. Hey, Bobby. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because people notice, and I didn't, because I carry it more in my gut and my sides, my little spare tire. And that's still where it's clinging. Because I think the rest of the pounds or the weight that I lose now that's the only place it can come from. is the stomach and the sides. But again, it is boring as hell. I think by me bitching about it, it helps me get through it. But yeah, it works. Anybody wants to lose some weight, eliminate the sugar and the carbs, and you'll be good. Yeah, Mr. Lee, think of your health. Yeah, this isn't helping. So these are next. He looks great. I'm proud of him. I look the same, just thinner. It's not like I was obese, just carrying around a gut. I still feel like I'm carrying that gut around. I'm like, I wonder what it would take to completely get rid of it and to where, I don't know. I'd say I'm going to shoot for another 10 pounds and see what happens. Gary Johnson says stay about 135. You stay. Does he say, oh, it says I. Okay. Dude, that's ridiculously light, Gary. Really? WTF Mike has some great keto recipes on his channel. Why is that scaring me? You know what, Pat? You always got to argue everything. You got to be the opposite. Not eliminate carbs, just lower and be more physical. I'll tell you what, eliminate the sugar and do a low carb. I just choose not to do the carbs. I'll look at some A low carb diet is like 150 grams of carbs a day. I do probably 50, maybe, and that's just as you know. I'm not trying to do any, but yeah, get more physical. It's true. Um, there's too many days that I don't. If I don't work, I just hang out. I'll sit here on a computer, get my ass out there and cut the lawn or something. But Jamie Cotterill, how's it going? He says, I'm 172 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. Well, right on. Blazer says, I quit my auto mechanic job because there were too many carbs, right? Damn fuel injection. Putting carbs out of a job. Mr. Lee says nobody needs carbs or fiber in their diet. Just saying. That's Mr. Lee's opinion, not mine. Stevie's like, yeah, but when you work hard. I don't know. I guess if you enjoy what you're doing, it's not so much work. It's just, it looks like I work hard because I sweat a lot. So yeah, guys, the link is in chat. Anybody wants to click on the link, come hang out. Who am I missing in here? No, I saw somebody scroll by real quick and I missed them. Yeah, I don't know what like Jamie said he's 172 pounds. I don't know what like my ideal weight would be. Like what would it take to lose the gut? Lose, the gut and the sides. I'm just curious. I don't want to get down to like 180 because that would just be ridiculous. Prospecting, what's up? Good to see you. Just don't mix your M&Ms and your Skittles. Oof. That'd be a gnarly combination. Vault of Curiosity. Donald says, I was surprised when a nurse said 179. I thought I was still above 200. Carnivore works. Yeah, no, I need the vegetables. Carnivore sounds too much like just meat. And I improvise. Like I'll use riced cauliflower instead of rice or a pasta. I've actually made my linguine or my clam sauce. Made Stevie the pasta, and I ate the cauliflower, riced cauliflower. It worked, It's just little sacrifices. It's weird, like giving up the sugars and the sweets. I don't want to say I miss them the most because it's just like if they're around, I'm like, oh, but I don't touch them. Because I used to just be a pig with that shit. But the carbs, like a side dish of rice or potatoes or anything like that, that's kind of what I miss because my plate looks too empty. Yeah, usually it's a 3, a starch, a vegetable, and a protein. So that's just getting used to. And it's not terrible. And it works. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying, well, I guess it kind of did. It works. It works for me. Might work for you. So I was looking at the calendar, and damn, this time's flying by. It's like I want to make plans, where I take off a couple of days of work. Probably probably the last week of September. I got to see what Stevie wants to do. We're gonna go up to Alabama, to Kenny's place, and I want to spend a couple nights up there. I know I mentioned this the other day, but I realized how close that is, and I haven't made arrangements with work and whatnot. So we got to figure out a day. She can get off some work, hopefully, and we'll take a ride up there again. It's a nice piece of property. Good people. We can go up for your birthday. That's fine. Yeah, her birthday's the end of September. Jamie says, welcome to the dog days of summer, right? Prospecting says, if I don't have sweet tea, rather have water. That's all I drink. Water and coffee. I should be drinking coffee this late, but oh well. I'm hoping Stevie comes out and joins me, sits next to me at least. I know I told her to go in bed and kick back. Do it. I don't know where she is. Prospecting. That was the other thing. When is that, dude? I know you guys talked about it. It was the last. No, when was it? The first weekend in October. Like the 6th, 7th, somewhere around there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll try to plan it around that. I forget where in southern. That was in Alabama. There's that meet and greet. It's in lower Alabama, isn't it? I just didn't know where. Prospect, and I drink black coffee too. Although right now I actually have a little bit of creamer in there. But normally it's just black. We've already, we were up there not that long ago, and it's a really cool piece of property. But he said if most of the activity up there is during those times, so that time of year. So I really want to get up there. 5th, 6th, 7th. Near Mark's house at Sylacauga. The meteor that took out the dinosaurs came from the Perseids. Yeah, the Perseids is a big, isn't it? We go through it every year. It's another. What's up, Pat?
Oh, I guess my camera's not on.
It's not. I didn't kick him off. Try this again.
Yep.
Try again.
Twice. Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, man. Yeah, I guess I have a camera issue or something. I don't know. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm just reading chat. I'm trying to figure out where this is. This meet and greet.
What? Yeah, everything's changed. I mean, yep. 4 minutes ago or something. For what? I'm curious.
What's that?
For what? I'm curious.
Oh, the meet and greet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure who's throwing it. It might be like who is throwing that prospecting? It's Spencer Jameson. I think it's like there's a few different channels I think that are doing it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Woodwalkers.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Talladega National Forest is where it's going to be.
Right.
Yep. What got that started? I'm curious because
Well,
we were
I'm
talking
going
about
to
carbs. Yeah. Sorry.
We're going. Stevie and I are taking a ride up to Alabama. We're just trying to figure out when we're going to do it. But it's probably going to be the last week of September or the first week in October. And then I see that they just said that the first weekend in October there's this meet.
That's when their thing shindig is. So,
well, we might decide to go to that.
I encourage
check that out.
I encourage it.
I got to see how much time we get.
What do you mean? Like how much time you guys have all together?
How much time we can swing?
Yeah, I think
it's a drive up there.
Their shindig is going to be like a weekend thing.
I'm guessing, yeah, probably a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It is. It like mainly, I would say mainly the Friday, Saturday part. Because
Sharon says, everyone please keep Kevin SoCal Forest Ninja in your prayers. He has stage 4 colon cancer. Oh, jeez.
That's a high. That's
prayers.
A high stage.
Prayers there, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't seen him in a long time. Thank you, Sharon, for telling us that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about going to that area, then I think that timing sounds pretty good. I'd love for you to be a part of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to see the distances and like how far it is from where we were planning on going anyway. In Lower Alabama. So.
Well, this would be northeastern Alabama.
Talladega?
Yeah, Talladega National Forest. So yeah, we're not talking about the raceway. We're talking about like northeastern Alabama. Where like the foothills, Appalachian foothills are basically
Yeah, I've never been there. The national forest.
Gotcha. You've been around the block, though. I mean, you've been in North Georgia, right?
Not really.
No?
I've been through. But I'm not familiar with Georgia. I mean, I was just through Georgia when we went up to Alabama. We went up to the Alabama Bigfoot Conference. We went like the whole western side of Georgia.
Yeah, that part. Very, very. And I wouldn't say very flat.
He says it's about 50 miles south of Anniston. Okay, so that's still up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to Talladega coming back.
No, the national forest.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, good. Hey, man, we're gonna go watch some racing, man. You and me, dogs. Hell yeah.
Ping.
All right, so Stevie's there, but she's not on camera.
She's here. She's doing her thing.
Yeah.
She's just been going nonstop. So, but she just got home and move over, Maya.
I tried stepping.
All right, sweetie. My
Yeah,
dog's
what's
here.
up? Hey, I want to see the dog.
My dog? Come here, Maya. Let's get some light on you.
Doggy time.
Where you at? Say hi.
Oh, yeah. That's a dog.
Say hi, baby.
She's a pretty girl.
Pete's getting jealous. He's growling at me.
What?
Oh,
Double timing.
that's a good dog.
Oh,
Yeah, Stevie. Stevie, Jesus.
I got to turn my volume down.
Mine is great.
Nice. That's lovely.
That's why I kind of looked sideways.
Uh,
Oh, I lost it. I don't know what happened there.
It's every time if I try and turn my camera on, for some reason it bumps me out. I don't know why.
Oh, maybe it's not plugged in. I use an external camera. You might have.
Yeah, it's my computer, so so it's fine. I mean, you could look at Petey. So yeah, I encourage you to go to this if you can. I mean, if you can pull that trigger. It sounds like you're going to actually be in South Alabama.
Yeah, Lower Alabama.
Yeah, that sounds like a country song, but
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
LA
if you can make
bound.
it up, if you could make it up there, dude, I'd love for you to just kind of like be there. And I mean, like you've done this before, obviously.
Oh yeah,
You know,
we
be there and just you seem like a pretty objective dude. You're not like trying to get sucked into anything that's bullshit or whatever, and like just kind of observe, like, hey, what is going on? We're all out here,
Yeah,
It's,
No, I talk too much. I can't just observe.
Not saying
A
a
little
word.
too outgoing for that.
I'm not saying a word.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
well, I agree. Like, I'd much rather hang out around a campfire with you than like, hey, we should sit here and listen for Bigfoot, which probably isn't around us, but let's just listen for every crack. And like, that's boring. It's like the whole point of being out in the woods and hanging
Yes, I
out is
can't
to
sit
be out in the
still
woods
either.
and hang out. Yeah.
If I'm out in the woods, I'm going to walk around and look around and hike and whatever with Stevie.
Right.
She loves the night hike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my happy place.
Yeah.
Being out in
Okay.
the woods at night. Being out in the woods at night, I've hiked so many times. I miss it. Love
Right.
being
You
out
just
there.
enjoy it. You enjoy it for what it is. It's
It is,
interesting.
yeah. Exactly.
It's
I'm not going to look for anything. I'm just
Going
going
on
to
a
be
bike.
in the surrounding of the forest and the serenity of it and just exploring. It's her eating a bone.
Nothing wrong.
Let me out.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
No, that's what it's
enjoy-
always been about. I've just had experiences while I've been out there. I mean, nothing crazy, but that's what got me interested in this subject is being screamed at from what sounded like 10 feet behind me and being screamed at about to walk across the field and watching the tree shake and the motion of the sound that I'm hearing and not knowing what the hell is making that sound and researching all types of wildlife and whatever could possibly be that would come close to what I heard and still haven't found anything. But then hearing an audio of a Bigfoot or Sasquatch or whatever you want to call it, and that was the closest thing to what it's still not exact, but that was the damn closest thing I could ever possibly have heard so far. So yeah, that's what's got me interested in all this.
Right.
Never seen anything, not like that. I don't know what I've seen. I've seen some shit. I just don't know what the hell I was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I can
I
relate,
can't say,
actually.
I can't
Yeah.
say that I've definitively, stumbled upon a Bigfoot, and no, I can't say that. But I've seen some shit for sure.
No, I
I've
can
seen shit
actually relate. Like I heard a obnoxious scream in the middle of the night, and for whatever reason, I look that up. I try and match that sound, and it's the only source of content I've ever been able to match it up to is Bigfoot content.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you just said.
but see, like for me, like in that moment, I was already in the Bigfoot world when I heard that sound, and it scared the hell
What
out of
got you? What got you into the Bigfoot world?
me.
Like, why
Just
are you?
pure curiosity. Why in the hell are people saying they're seeing 8-foot tall monkey men in the woods? Just pure curiosity. And that's still where I'm at. Like 10 years later, or
Has
longer.
it been 10 years?
It's been longer. It's been almost 20.
Just
I've been
with
doing,
you.
yeah. I've been like online and active and doing shows for about 8 years. I've been active online for 10 years, and my curiosity really got peaked 20 years ago. And so I've been following this stuff for that long, and I've heard that scream in the night, and I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know what it was. I still don't know what it was. And the only thing I could find was Bigfoot content that like sort of matched it. But now I look at that differently. I look at it much more as a natural, a part of nature. But I mean, whatever. I'm not trying to take away any magic or fun from anybody. It's just
No, I don't think you can
I've
do
had
that.
my own. I've had my own realizations with this subject, and it's very powerful stuff for me. So.
I when I hear stories of people like that I trust, like stories where I go that I believe.
Yeah.
That enforces my like, okay, there is something going on out there. I'm still in that.
Same.
I don't know.
Same.
Fuck's out there. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything. I haven't, but fascinating as fuck.
And I agree, but I think where I've kind of come to with that is number one, there's very few people I actually know well enough to trust, right?
No,
Like,
there's a few I do.
I mean, yeah. So, and all I can do is I literally, I hate to use Jeff. You always use Jeff as an example. I'm like, I believe Jeff.
He's a good example.
Yes.
I trust Jeff. I trust his story.
Jay Fritz.
He's
very flat rock.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's very compelling.
There's a few. I can name more.
I mean, I'm like, dude, shoot me in the face if Jeff Harding is lying about that, right? So and like I'll take that fucking bet. And all I could do at the end of the day, to be honest with you, is look at that and go and look Jeff in the eye and say, bro, I don't know what that was, and neither do you. Like,
well, I think since then I've experienced seeing things for myself that I can't doubt most people's stories. I mean, I know what I've seen. I don't know what it was, but I know what I've seen and experienced myself. And again, I can't say it was a Bigfoot, but if there's something out, there's things out there that don't belong into anything we were ever told that I've experienced. So how can there not be a Bigfoot? If I'm listening to people like you said, Jeff, Jay Fritz, Flat Rock, any people that have these stories of their experience, I can't doubt. There's no way that I can doubt, because I know I've experienced something that just was what the fuck. I mean,
yeah.
That's all I can say.
You know, there's some wonderful liars out there, but there's
Oh.
also some terrible liars.
Yes.
So, you know,
I mean,
but even someone telling the
plenty of
truth
lying.
is more credible than a wonderful liar to me.
And I think Mug said it a long time ago. If all these stories of experiences and encounters, if only one person is telling the truth, I mean,
It exists.
yeah.
Sort of, yeah. I mean,
No, it's not sort of.
Not sort of. You just said you believe Jeff's story. You believe his encounter.
right?
So that's one
It exists.
person. Then it exists.
Is that happened to him? And so what exists is I don't know. It still leaves possibilities for
Then you don't believe
outrageous
Jeff.
thing.
Bottom
Yeah.
line, you don't believe him then. If you have doubt in any doubt of his story, then you don't believe him.
No,
Just saying.
Jeff would even say himself. He even said the other night, he was like, I don't know what that thing was. I don't know if it was
Well,
a
of
feral
course not.
human,
But he knows
or
what he
if
saw.
I think he even like maybe even threw out there like if I was like hallucinating or something, you know, like that's all I'm saying is that I don't know. I have no idea. I absolutely do believe Jeff. In other words, what I'm saying is I don't think Jeff is lying, and I don't think that he misidentified like in the way that we would, quantify misidentification, right?
Sure.
And beyond that, it's like I just don't know. And I don't think he does either. He kind of did say that the other night in a way.
Well, no. Well, we just because we don't have a scientific explanation for it, that's why we say, well, we don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's just a name. You know, you see, you have an idea what it is. You know.
I mean, like
what it does, and we
we
don't study it. We've never studied it, so we don't know what it is.
That's
but we
very
do have an
true.
idea of what it is. We know it's a Bigfoot, which is what we've been calling it for years, or Sasquatch, or whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as where it fits in the chain of life, the missing link, maybe,
or the chain of whatever.
Yeah,
you
know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I do.
The evolution,
I mean, I think we're more on the same page than we're not.
Hi, Judy.
When I say I don't know what it is, that's me just being honest.
Well, no,
like I'm sticking my neck out there. I'm like,
I said that about what I saw. I don't know what it is. There's not a name for it. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there's that, then why wouldn't there be a Bigfoot? That's the way I think. Well, how can I doubt somebody's story when?
And that's the way I approach it.
I have a story of my own.
No, it's
not pertaining to Bigfoot, but
just in general.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm so misunderstood on this subject. I recognize it as a real phenomena, and I'm not the guy to sit here and ever say that I know what it is. Like, I'm not claiming to know what it is. It's definitely there.
There's nobody in this community that can say that.
That can. You're right. They'll try to. I mean, you
they do all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, like, not to march down a woo road because I don't like that whole idea either. The unexplained is just that. It's the unexplained. So it's hard you can't really assign an explanation to the unexplained.
Like I said, it doesn't fit into anything we were ever taught or told. So
there has to be a reason for that, right? I mean, there has to be a reason for that. And I don't think we know that reason or understand it.
Well, the whole woo thing is, I don't know, it's just a stupid word.
It's a stupid word.
It is, but
no, you said it better. It's the unexplained.
Yes.
Yes, And so where woo comes in is to try and explain the unexplained, which is to saw the branch you sit on. Like it's you're just gonna fall. Like you can't fill the
Because it's all
unexplained.
speculation.
Yeah, you can't fill the unexplained with your imagination, because you have no obviously you have no data. I mean, there is a reason why science works is because we compile data and test hypothesis and test experiments, and then we get a result, and eventually we come to an understanding of this is how things work in the world.
Provided you get that result, the same result every time.
Right.
That's
And
how
there's
the
none
works.
of that. There's none of that with Bigfoot.
No.
All I
Not-
know,
I'm sure
all-
there is. You know, there's the researchers that aren't here on YouTube who
That-
don't give a flying fuck about YouTube.
Wouldn't touch YouTube for with a
You know, there
10-foot
are
pole.
researchers out there that I'm sure are putting together data. Then they're keeping to themselves. You know, if it comes out, it comes out.
well,
But
what, I mean, what good? Number one, what good does that do? But
No, he's not saying that's right. It's not, but it is what's one likely going on.
It's an interesting thought. I give you that. The point is that I mean, it's. I think everyone would be attracted if there were people putting data together. They would only be doing that out of the motivation of presenting it to the public and presenting it as factual, interesting scientific data. They wouldn't be doing it for their own, their own benefit. That's definitely not how science works.
no, not this. No. I'm sure people have tried it though. You know.
Yeah,
using
I
it-
mean,
using it to their
again,
benefit.
if they find anything interesting or they are actually getting real data points, they're sitting on a gold mine and they know it. And they will. That's. I mean, they would absolutely exploit that gold mine. Whatever that gold mine is, it could be credentials, it could be fame, fortune, whatever.
Sure.
Yes, that's not how humans work. They don't just sit out in the woods and collect data and in some crazy autistic way that only benefits them and their needs. No, they present that data to the world like, wow, I've really discovered something here, So yeah, that I don't think there's a whole lot of behind the scenes data collection going on.
Well, I
if there
think
is-
what Jeff is doing is a good. His first
it's a good idea.
outing was
Yeah.
with the kayaking up to the spot and doing the blue ball or whatever,
Yeah.
and now
absolutely.
doing the mosquito collection. He's out there doing this shit, and it's doing it outside the box.
That is definitely outside the box, and the mosquito
And that's how I
collection
think-
thing is interesting. Yes, I
No,
agree.
I think it's a great idea.
It is a great idea. The funny thing about that is that it was non-Bigfoot scientists that I ever first heard suggest that idea, and this was before Jeff. I'm not sure how he stumbled on it exactly, but probably.
Well, I
from
believe
a scientist.
they were using it, I believe, to see how diseases are transferred between species, like animals. I think that's how it started.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. What I'm saying is the first time I ever heard it suggested was from a scientist outside of the Bigfoot world. Like, in fact, they told Dr. Meldrum live on air. This was during a debate. They informed him. Well, one really good way that you could figure this out is the mosquito collection thing, and he had no idea that was even a thing that was going on, or that scientists were doing for disease transfer investigations through mosquito traps. So that was the first time I heard it suggested, was from a scientist outside of the Bigfoot world. I thought I found that interesting. And now Jeff Jeff's kind of he's onto that, and yeah, I do think that is a good idea to do something to move the ball down the field that's outside the box.
And I
100%.
think it's going to be things that these outside the box, people thinking outside the box that are going to come up with more, answers. Because everybody's tried it already. Everything that's been done, it's been done more than once, more than twice. It's
beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
No kidding. Like
Pammy, what's up?
Woods, like walking around the woods at night looking for Bigfoot. That's been done plenty of times.
Yeah, but if that's where they are, I guess that's where you got to be, right?
Well, where are they?
Who knows? I don't know.
There's a lot of woods. There's
so it's a crapshoot. Either you're there, or they're there, or you're there and they're not there.
That. Yeah, it's more than a crapshoot. It's
so Pammy says, "Miss, you made it to Martell's." Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Pammy's my sister. Today is it's the anniversary. It's 31 years since my mom passed away. So when she first passed away, we would always go down to Jersey Shore and go to this bar restaurant right on the ocean called Martell's. That's in Point Pleasant Beach. Mm-hmm. So Pammy, she still lives in Jersey. She got down to Martell's. My mom, we grew up in Point Pleasant. My mom would take us to the boardwalk and she'd go sit in Martell's while we were in the arcades and on the rides and stuff. So every year we would go to this, have a drink on, a shot or whatever and salute my mom.
Nice.
But it's been a while since we've gotten together and gone down the shore. But I'm glad you got here.
Sounds like you need to do that again at some point.
Yeah, we'll get up there.
Yep.
I'm just amazed it's been 31 years.
Right.
Michael says we need Christopher to come back too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, Pammy, Chris came on the other day on Tuesday.
On Tuesday night.
Kind of surprising.
Did I see that? I don't know if I saw that or not.
The very end of the show, probably the last 15 minutes, my son popped on.
Okay. I saw some of that show. I guess I missed that part.
It was the very end.
Okay.
Heidi Pop, how you doing, hon?
What's up, Heidi?
Good to see you.
Just reading what Mr. Lee said.
Chat's popping.
Yeah, that's what we just said, Mr. Lee. There's tons of people that have nothing to do with YouTube, I'm sure, that are out there doing their thing.
Pammy said they got a cute cabin in Turkey Swamp.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Turkey Swamp's I guess it's a state park or a county park. I'm not sure. But
where around you?
In New Jersey. My sister rented a cabin there, so she's kind of camping out.
Nice.
Usually it would be like a Lair State Park or some other state park in that Monmouth County, Ocean County area.
Mm-hmm.
Prospecting, I'm not hiding. I've just got a lot going on.
Yeah, she's
chilling out for a minute.
Yeah, recouping. Yeah, she's been busy as hell.
That's cool.
How you do it?
Yeah, I mean, we can hear you just as normal. It's just,
she's sitting right next to me. It's
not
on camera. I got the microphone between us.
Exactly. So it's kind of the same, it's just that your box, your
it's not on camera.
Profile, your camera box, is not there. No biggie.
Spit it out, Pat.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry.
I know.
I
get it. It's okay.
That was PD. That was PD talking. I don't know. PD chimed in there for a second. Sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm a doggy, so I mean, I do doggy talk. So I mean, come on. Yeah, man. That's cool.
Oh, now I can see a little bit better.
Yeah, well, now you can see. Yeah, you just need to do more sit-ups. That's all. You know.
More?
Yeah,
I
right.
want.
Hey, you know what? I'll be honest with you, because I've been down this road with sit-ups, like in adult life, not like
Does
kids.
sitting up in bed matter? Does that
Yes, that does
does
count.
that count? Does it count as one?
Hey, you do one tomorrow, and then the next day you do two.
Two.
And yep. And then
I'm
the
gonna lay
next
down
day, the next day you do four.
What happened to 3?
Yeah. And
skipped
I'm
the number.
serious.
Double
It's a day-to-day thing. You know?
Doing 8.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you dial it back. You don't go the exponential route on that math, because in like 15 days you'll be doing 1,000. So
Think how good I'll look.
yeah.
LIB, what's up?
Take it easy. You know.
What it do? What up, Mike?
Yeah, sit-ups aren't going to help right now. I got to lose the fat that's there.
Yeah,
And
I mean, yep.
It's
burn
going.
Don't starve yourself, man. That's the only thing I was worried about.
Oh,
Like,
he's
I don't
not.
know. I don't know what your diet is. Like, don't eat kale and shit. Like, you know, like you're a big dude. You're like what? You're like 6. You're like 6'4" frame, right? 6'4", 6'3". So what do you weigh? Like,
and I was 247 pounds. Now I'm 212.
oh wow, you've already lost a bunch of weight.
Oh yeah, 35 pounds.
Yeah. Oh dude, that's great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started it June 1st.
Well, holy shit, keep doing what you're doing. Good God.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing until you get to your ideal weight. And you can figure that out. Like, you can see it in the mirror.
Yeah, and I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about like working out those disciplines. It's all individual based. Like, that's why there's no like there's no nothing other than it's like what works for somebody like you and your size and your ideal weight, whatever, won't work for, a 5'4" woman, that's trying to like go from 135 to 110,
Yeah, Mr. Lee says on keto you can eat as much as you want. It's just what you eat.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But you know what? I don't pig out. I really don't eat all day.
Moderate portions. Yeah.
No, like if I'm at work and I get a little hungry, I'll just go down the street and grab 2 hard-boiled eggs. There's my protein, and
wow,
that holds me over until dinner.
Dude, that's awesome. Like that's better. Like that's better than a Snickers bar.
No, I haven't. I gave up sweets and carbs. Those 2 things. So 35 pounds later, something's working.
No shit. It's because you gave up sweets and carbs. You cut out all that like energy. Like your body's just burning off
fat,
excess. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose of it. Is
that's how it works. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because normally you would burn carbs. Well, if you eliminate the carbs, it has to burn the fat. So
you're eating yourself.
Jeff says, he goes, I'm not on the keto diet. I'm on the cheetah diet.
Yeah.
More like Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh, it is now. Cheetos.
Jump in here, Jeff.
I don't know why it's a cheetah. Looks like an A.
Hey, Jeff. This is Petey talking. Hey, Jeff. Why don't you jump in here and we could talk a little bit about Bigfoot. I could bite him and get DNA sample. So
why don't you talk, Brian?
What? Huh? What? Who?
Petey talks. Why doesn't Maya?
Because you guys, do that right. You know what I mean? You gotta have that avatar and everything. Or a small dog that you could put in front of you.
This is true.
That hides your face. Yeah.
Doesn't need a camera of her own.
Right. Yeah. Like I could put PD on camera, but every time I go to turn my camera on, it bumps me out. So
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It's weird on my end. I can promise you, not your end.
No, I know it's on your end, but it's just odd.
Yeah. Yes.
Jim, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
What do they say? A face for radio? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'd love for Jeff to jump in here. Come on, Jeff, jump in.
Anybody's welcome.
Yeah, or somebody that disagrees, like somebody thinks I'm an asshole. They want to slap me around a little bit. Let's do it. Come on, I'll let you slap me around. Like, oh, Pat, you talk so much shit. You're a contrarian. You called me a contrarian earlier. I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise. I just want to have fun, hang out with people.
Me too.
Mike says Petey had to know he was posing for that avatar, right?
Dude, no kidding. I mean, that was an amazing capture I got there.
Took 36 tries,
because
but I got
that
it.
really does sum up this person.
36.
I think it was just one of those. It was one of those magical moments. Because I can kind of get him to make that face still, but it was. I'm like, holy shit! This is PD. This captures this entire personality. This is who this dog is. Yeah, and it's funny with his, tongue hanging out like that, and like some of the like attention given to the dog, that similar dog that was in the Deadpool movie recently.
Oh yeah.
So very similar to this avatar, actually. That I've had up here now for a year and a half or longer. It's funny.
So what's up, Stevie?
Huh?
How you doing? She's like, what? Don't wake me. Shit.
Yeah, what's up, Stevie? Yeah, hey, what's up, Stevie? I like it. Like, you're a good person, Stevie. This is PD, by the way. Yeah. It's PD. Yeah, I come down to hang out with you guys in Florida, and maybe we could chase alligators or something. Maybe, like, I heard there's a lot of alligators down there, so I'll bite them. But
Petey might get. Never mind.
No, I don't.
Don't play.
There's no playing with the alligators.
No playing with gators. No.
But
it lasts for a minute. It's over. It's fleeting, and
But I look at my muzzle. Look at it.
Here one minute, gone the next.
Yeah, they got a bigger muzzle.
Oh shit! Well, that's not good. What if we just bite for a DNA sample? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, there were two little gators outside there today.
Yeah, I know. You live in Florida.
Yeah,
I know. There were two.
Yeah, but I actually
gators.
saw a manatee on Tuesday or Monday.
Monday.
Manatees are normally saltwater, but yeah, I'm in a freshwater lake, and
but you're on freshwater. Yeah.
They come through the lock occasionally.
You can make it from the Atlantic through the St. John, through the Aqualawaha River, through Lake Griffin, through Haynes Creek, into this lake.
They come far away.
Yeah, but aren't manatees in like I'm just gonna say in Florida, like I call them rivers. They're actually like in my book, they're more like creeks, even though they might be deeper. But manatees are freshwater, can be in freshwater, right?
Oh yeah. They can be in freshwater.
Oh, they are good. They go
but normally
through the spring.
A lot of the time
they hover.
saltwater.
They go from the river to the springs in the
During
winter time.
That's where they spend their
Right.
time, is in the freshwater springs, because the water's 72 degrees year round.
It's warm during the winter months, so that's where
Right.
they kind of gather. So yeah, they can adapt them both. It's unusual for them to come this far. So for him to see one in the backyard, that was bizarre. I would have loved to have seen that.
They're pretty big, right?
Oh, they're
Huge.
monsters. They call them sea cows.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are big.
Yeah.
When I was in Crystal River, I saw them all the time. But here, you know, I work in a marina, and on one of the poles, there's a sign that says, you know, idle speed, manatee.
Which we thought was weird at
We thought it was
first.
a joke. I'm like, wait, manatees in here? That's impossible.
Right.
It's not impossible.
But then to
Apparently
be
they do
sitting in the
come in.
backyard and have one come up right there, that's I'm sad I missed that.
Yeah, I had just cast my pole, and I saw these bubbles coming up about 15 feet out. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It was weird.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it rose up, and I was like, oh shit. And then I watched it, you know, swim away. I filmed some of it. You can't see it. You can see where
They make a ripple.
a ripple in the water. They come up and they barely breach the surface, and it leaves this weird.
Bubble
Wake.
of a wake. Yeah.
That's
So you
amazing.
can follow them when every time they come up, you can follow it. So I filmed some of that, but nothing. You can't really tell what it is, but
That's
It's a-
really cool, man.
it's a blob manatee.
But you also said you had a couple of juvenile gators.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
As soon as you open the back door,
See these. There's two that hang out here. Like I walk out and they come over. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm like,
Yep.
Go away.
Really?
I'm trying to fish here.
I mean, I don't know. Have you ever thought about habituating them? Maybe turning them into
Well,
more like pets or some
No.
not pets. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
No,
it's kind
illegal.
of cool.
It's illegal to feed them.
about 50 yards from
Oh.
my door is a sign that's facing the parking lot over here that says, "Do not molest the alligators. Do not feed the alligators. Do not touch the alligators. Don't fondle
They're
the
protected.
alligators. Just leave the alligators alone." You can get screwed. You can get like a $50,000
There's a
fine. for feeding
$50,000
alligators.
fine just for feeding them.
Okay, never mind. Yes.
Yeah.
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 But you do see these people on YouTube that are walking down the street with an alligator on his shoulder. Like, okay, why aren't they in trouble? You know, where did they get it? Why
You
is
probably
it a pet?
bought them. You know.
How do you tell the difference between a store bought and is there a tag on it? You know,
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
what's to stop me from reaching over the wall, grabbing one by the tail? And
Well, you
throwing it
kind
in?
of did when you were fishing that
I
time. He hooked a gator once and had to, you know, you don't want to leave.
I leaned over, grabbed it by the tail, picked it up, pulled the hook out, and
Scared
let
the
it go.
shit out of me because it's slashing back, and you know. I swear.
Yeah, I hooked a gator once. I got bit. There's a lot of them there, right?
Oh, they're everywhere.
And
They're everywhere.
It's not like
You go to Lake Jessup and they're everywhere.
that's different. See, there's gators here. You'll see them, but they're not. It's not inundated with them. Lake Jessup
It's
is
1,250,000 in Florida.
what? Gators?
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
over 3,000 in Lake Jessup. That was a count that was 10 years ago almost.
Lake Jessup is where they bring all the
Nuisance gators.
gators from out of state too. They just throw them in this lake down here.
Right. The whatever. The internet number for gators in Florida is, 1,250,000.
That's the ones I know about.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
Mr. Haywood says, I saw a manatee ambush a baby deer getting a drink of water. Swallowed it whole.
What?
He said I was
I was
traumatized.
Well, I would be too.
Come on, somebody. Don't let me get away with that bullshit.
Exactly.
It's funny.
Mike, good to see you. We'll catch up. A lot going on.
Sharon's like, yeah, Michael, I would have been traumatized too.
Have you ever seen any of those videos where people like rescued their dogs from gators? Like,
I
it's
don't
pretty
watch them.
incredible.
I don't want to see this shit. I want to
I
smack
mean,
the
there's
person for having their dog that close to a gator to begin with.
Yes.
I see it all the time, dude. Believe it or not, I watch
Really?
people walk their dog right next to the shoreline.
right.
If you're that stupid,
Don't do it. Yeah.
you get what you get.
Mm. Yeah, but it's the dog. Like, you know.
LIB, take care, buddy.
We'll catch up soon, Mike.
No, well, not about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I don't know how long ago, 2 years ago. There was no woman walking her dog by the lake. Gator went after the dog. She pulled the dog away. Gator went after her, killed her.
Yeah, I think it was well, something like that maybe was Columbian. I don't know. All right, maybe that's just a story. I don't know. I've heard that trying to pull the dog away and the gator actually killed the person. I've heard that before.
80-year-old woman in Miami. It happened to about 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point. Sorry, Pete.
Alligator and a manatee.
How do you think Bigfoot negotiates those things, man?
Negotiates what?
Alligators.
I don't know that much of an issue.
Kind of seems like that clash would happen.
Well, considering they're called swamp apes or skunk apes, but they spend a lot of time in the swamp, supposedly. Yeah, they're going to come across gators.
You would imagine they would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they certainly aren't, in my opinion, no way they win that battle.
In your opinion, what?
No way they win that battle.
Who would win the battle? The gator would win?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would at least be a tie, which is just a bloodbath, you know?
I would say it depends on the size of the gator.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a gator that you can walk around with on your shoulder, that's a different story, right? I'm talking about, gators, man. Like
10-footers.
Oh yeah. I mean, they would, like, in my opinion, they would at least really, really fuck up a Bigfoot, if not kill them outright.
Given, I would think, given the right situation, yeah. If they're in the swamp and they get attacked, this is just hypothetical. Gators are known for the death roll. If he gets you off your balance and gets you under that water, maybe he can
drown you. Yeah.
Danny Staten said, if Bigfoot loses, it gets eaten. If the gator loses, it gets eaten.
Either way, somebody's eating.
Yeah, which would be a huge scene. Also, like
not necessarily. Not if they're deep in the Everglades or in any given forest out here.
The Green Swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
that.
People go there.
Do you don't realize how big the Green Swamp is, and how vast and where it is, and you can go out into the Green Swamp and be out in the middle of nowhere and not see a person all day.
I know, that, but
I've been out there.
Yeah, I get that. It's a managed area though. Like
not all of it.
Like there are people there. There are picnic tables there.
There are parks everywhere. You could supply that theory to every place. But there are
I've looked at the Green Swamp.
I've
looked at the Green Swamp on a map. No.
You've looked at it. I've been there.
It's not 1,500 square miles.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not. I promise you. It's more
Did
like.
you measure it? Is that what it says? I mean, where are you getting that 1,500 square miles?
Well, because I mean, I've looked on Google Earth. I've looked at Florida. Like I've looked at the Green Swamp. I've looked at these choke points.
You've looked at it. You haven't been there.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. It
does. Oh, it does matter. You're speaking of something that you're looking at. I'm speaking on something that I've experienced and been.
Okay,
you can go into the parts of the Green Swamp where you will not see a person all day. It's not this fun, happy state park. There's other areas attached and around surrounding the Green Swamp. And that's anywhere. You can apply that to anywhere, any state forest or national forest. You can walk in within an hour and not see a living soul of a human being for days. I think that applies to the Green. You're thinking the Green Swamp of what you see the videos of people walking out and looking for Bigfoot. Green Swamp is vast. There are parts of the Green Swamp that aren't so easy to get to, where you're not going to see another human being.
Okay,
never been there.
It's a much more concentrated area than what I'm talking about. Again, that's why I say it's not 1,500 square miles.
I didn't say
sure, guys, since it's a big difference between being there and looking at it on a map.
Exactly.
Sure. And what I know is that because it's a protected land, it is managed by wildlife management. And so
well, aren't all national forests and state parks and most forests in this country are protected? I mean, that goes to the whole theory of why are they protected?
Right. And my point is the Green Swamp is a relatively small area compared to a national forest.
Well, of course it is, but
yeah. So
to say that
it's protected.
All right, I'm done.
It's protected and managed. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but like it doesn't mean that every square inch is. It's not like
people aren't patrolling every inch of the green forest. I mean, Green Swamp.
Okay, let me put it to you this way: if you think you could get away ever with going in there and creating a pock burrow, not that you would do that. If some person thought they could get away with creating a giant pock burrow in that area, they couldn't because it's managed. It's observed.
What does that have to do with?
Because
I'm making the point that
growing weed in national forests.
Huh?
The cartels are growing weed in national forests. That's where they grow it.
Yeah, sure. They get busted all the time. Yeah. I mean,
why would this one get busted? You said if they grew it on a grand scale, why would you do that?
Because it's okay. So when you're talking national forest, again, I said 1,500 square mile area, which is just one national forest in Georgia. The Chattahoochee National Forest is 1,500 square miles. There's nothing in Florida that even compares. Nothing.
No, dude.
So you're talking about a tiny area, which would be easy to manage. That's my only point, is that you're talking about a relatively small area, because Florida has more people in it than fucking Georgia, and so I'm talking about big, huge swaths of national.
You know where most of the people are? On the coast. I'm in the middle. There are people in the middle, but the majority of the people in Florida are on the coasts.
Mm-hmm.
Right down the street, not 10 miles from us, the Ocala Forest, I just looked, 673 miles.
What?
Square miles of Ocala Forest. That's just Ocala Forest. 673 miles. There's not going to be somebody that's 100% patrolling because it's a national forest.
Well, no, just saying. I mean, no kidding. Like any national forest isn't 100% patrolled. I'm not talking about.
What are you saying?
I said managed. It's managed. It is managed.
Okay, well, all of them are managed. There's all the forests, all the state national forests are managed to
They're
some
not
extent.
all managed the same.
No.
Here's an example. When I used to go up on the Mogollon Rim, okay, and I'd camp. Coconino National Forest is where I'd camp, but you go up the road and you go into Apache Sitgraves National Forest. The only thing that separates them when you're on that road is a cattle guard. But when you cross that cattle guard, shit changes. The color of the dirt changes on the road.
Oh, it's night and day.
The thickness of the trees, like some are thinned out, some aren't, but it's depends on the national forest, and they're bordering one another, and the way they're managed are completely different. It's weird.
No,
well,
yeah,
he's saying that, but he doesn't realize that the Green Swamp is part of the Ocala National Forest.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know what fucking swamp is. I thought it was down like Mayaca way.
It goes out to Ocala, to the coast,
I just live here.
towards Tampa, out that way. 560,000 acres is what they're saying between Tampa and Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
People think Green Swamp
greenways.
because so many people, it's like I said, it's that beating a dead horse. So many researchers have gone out to the Green Swamp and investigate and research. It's been researched to death. And because of that, I feel like all the videos that you see on YouTube and all the just like I said, well, just that, all the videos that everybody sees and the investigations in the Green Swamp, it does seem like it's a condensed area. But until you're there, there's no way to appreciate the vastness of it. I mean, we can hit the forest on the opposite end, 10 miles from us, but the Green Swamp is more closer to Tampa, and Tampa's 2.5 hours away from us. It's vast. It is very vast.
I mean, again, to me, that's not vastness.
If someone is caught in a
Well,
forest,
to you, that's the I'm sorry, the operative word is to you. That's not vast.
Yeah, because I can go to Brasstown Bald, the highest point in Georgia, and I can see the highest point in North Carolina.
And you're talking a mountainous terrain. We're talking swamp and forest, flat.
Right.
So
right.
You got to compare the differences. But I'm just saying, you have to have a more open mind and not compare it to just what you see on the videos. And if you're there, you'd appreciate it more. You can't walk. I mean, you could walk in that forest in Ocala, and matter of fact, you can ask LIB Mike. He was just out there. You can walk 10 feet into the tree line, and I wouldn't see you. It's that thick. It's
same
just
thing
that
here.
dead. It's not
Same
the same.
Here.
It's not.
No,
the
I know,
same.
but the principle's the same.
The principle is yes, but
no. Like there's this thing called mountain laurel and rhododendron.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, like you can. Like in the summer, you could walk. I could be 10 feet from you and you not know me there at all. So yeah, I mean that is.
Kimmy, what's up?
And I see ridge line after ridge line after ridge line, like vastness, no trails, no roads. Florida definitely does not compare to that. There might be some green belts. There might be some avenues. My only point is alligators are there. There should be something going on between a giant primate thing undiscovered and the vast amount of alligators that are around.
Well, you would think if they have any sort of human intelligence and they're like us a little bit, they'll avoid them. You know?
How can they? They're literally living with them because they're in the areas that people.
Well, in that same principle, you can argue the same about snakes or wild boar or any wildlife that would be considered threatening to us.
It's true.
Just saying. How do
they
live with it?
Let me get back to this question real quick. If someone is caught in a forest that's forbidden to be in, would that person be prosecuted?
Yeah.
there's not a lot of forbidden places as far as national forest goes, but there are places that you can't.
Right.
You can only walk in. You can't bring any sort of motorized vehicle, bicycle, horse.
Rules.
Horse you might be able to. Yeah, but there's these places
there's
that
always
you
rules.
can't take motorized vehicles.
Well, there are areas. Well, the only one that I can refer to would be out there, Lake Okeechobee, the water management. There are certain areas within that are off limits
Sure, but
to the public.
Yeah, but that's a private, basically, its own business. You know, it's not a national forest.
No, but
Right.
that's why I said the only
Mr.
thing
Lee
I could
said,
compare that
I
to.
did see a very large black snake in Tampa slithering across the road. See Kimmy backstage. Hang on. What's up, Kim?
Hey, had to stop in today.
The whole days. Pammy was in chat somewhere. Pammy made it to Martell's.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm ashamed to say I actually forgot what today was until Donnie called me.
It's 31 years. Don't
Yep.
be ashamed.
No, I finished my second day of my dream job.
And
I'm working it. It's fantastic.
Good.
It's in the retail store of Cracker Barrel.
Hey,
You're happy.
that's it. Job's a job.
That's wonderful. Seriously, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Everybody there has been so nice, and it's like family there, and it was a great 2 days. It was just orientation, but I start training on the floor on Sunday.
Very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's cool. Yeah, I was glad to see that Pammy was at Martell's.
Yep. I talked to her last night. They were planning a seafood boil tonight.
Oh, very cool. I'm looking at, what is this? Galberry bays, bamboo, briars so thick it will wrap you up. Harold says, what's up, Harold, by the way? I'm sure this guy knows.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Species avoid the highly populated areas where the gators reside in large numbers. Hey, if they're out there, they're going to cross paths with each other. That's the right.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I'd like to think, like I was saying before, if they're out there living with
They know how to deal with it.
snakes and boar and whatever else that could be dangerous, they adapt. They learn how to live in that surrounding.
I think gators are different. I mean,
Why would they be?
Well, no, I get the whole lizard brain. You know,
no power.
It would
Like
be an
a gator is something that could actually really fuck them up.
Hell, they might
Not a
fuck 'em up
boar.
and eat them. That might be one of their meals. You know,
Right.
I mean, you know, Bigfoot
eating
eating
gator.
gator. We eat gator tail. I mean, you know,
Yeah, but we have guns and shit. They don't.
well, they've got muscles. You
Somebody
know?
made
Yeah, but
somebody
I mean,
tried to
that's
point it out
that's a
earlier,
little too
Pat. They said, "Hey,
convenient.
Pat,
Yeah.
check out King Kong, and look what he did to the dinosaur."
Right.
Okay, that's not the right scale. So a Bigfoot fighting an alligator
Of course
is
not.
like you fighting a pit bull.
Say that again.
A Bigfoot fighting an alligator is way more dangerous than you fighting a pit bull.
For the
Way
pit
more
bull.
dangerous. Yeah, a Bigfoot would only be slightly larger than us. And you don't want to fight a pit bull, and you damn sure don't want to fight anything bigger than a pit bull. Like, you
What
don't
makes
want to
you
fight
say
an
that Bigfoot
alligator.
would only be slightly larger than us? Where does that come from?
Well, if they're 8 foot, let's say they're 8 foot tall and 800 pounds, but that's about what 20 to 40% bigger than us.
It's
Roughly,
more than that.
I mean, like with muscle mass and all that, like I'm condensing the muscle mass down. I mean, it's like they're bigger than us. They would be bigger, but so you could have theoretically a Bigfoot that was the exact same size as Shaquille O'Neal. Can Shaquille O'Neal fight a fucking alligator? Hell no, he died in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And so slightly bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. 20% bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. It's not much better difference of strength.
Stand in front of Shaquille O'Neal and say that again.
I have. I met Shaquille O'Neal in real life. So
did she.
There's no way he's fucking killing an alligator. 0 chance. That guy's going to lose that fight.
I'm not here to argue with Shaquille
O'Neal.
No, I've met Shaquille O'Neal in person. And there's no way he, in his prime, is winning a fight against a fucking alligator. No way in hell.
Okay, you're still comparing a human to an alligator.
Yeah, I know, but a Sasquatch wouldn't be much bigger than Shaquille.
How about stronger?
Yeah, not much stronger, not much bigger. No,
I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Well, to make up the 5, like Shaquille O'Neal's dead in 5 seconds. So Sasquatch has to be 1,000% more stronger, to put up a good fight. Like, you see what I'm saying? The math doesn't add up.
It's the numbers that don't add up. It's not. There's too much speculation here.
Yeah, it's the reality. But I'm saying, like, the physicality of a Bigfoot, even if you took Shaquille O'Neal as a baseline, the math will never add up to it being, like, comparable to an alligator to actually fight that. And alligators are so strong because of their design. They're low to the ground. Like, if you fought them on their territory, like, they're going to win. They're not going to lose. Even if you were
got to be able to get its mouth on you.
And this is all his opinion.
Yeah.
Well, but it's based on what? Based on reality. Like, if you look at the physics of it, if you actually look at the physics of how an alligator's designed, how powerful it is, and you take an 8 foot tall, 900-pound primate and put it against it in the alligator territory, the primate's fucked. There's no way.
Why does it have to be the gator's territory? The primate lives there too.
Yeah,
it's his territory.
Because the gator isn't going to wander from its own territory.
Oh, they
the
do.
Bigfoot
though.
has to be in the.
I've seen gators walking through the forest. I've literally seen gators in the forest, away from water.
Right.
I've seen them in my park.
168.
I've seen them in my park, and there's no water in my park. I've had them in my park.
I mean,
and there's no water. They travel away from water.
All I'm asking you is this: it's at least not a fair fight. It's at least not a fair fight in some degree, 60-40, even 70-30. Like, those fights would happen. Would they not? I mean, nobody has an answer as to why they wouldn't.
The inventor of autocorrect died last week. His funeral will be held in Tomato. That's Jamie.
That's clever.
Sorry, I had to break that up a little bit.
It's fine. Like,
Bobby says, gators walk in neighborhoods. Yes, they do. They climb fences.
They do.
Yeah, there's not too many places they don't get.
Yeah. Okay, you're talking about humans, human environments. Yes, get it.
No.
And do those people that live in those houses run out into the street and grab the gator by the neck and start fucking physically getting involved? No, they don't.
Why would they?
Yeah. Why would a Sasquatch?
Why would a Sasquatch?
Yeah, exactly.
You're assuming they're just going to battle. Maybe they'll both go their own ways.
Yeah, I asked
I
the
said from the
question.
beginning of when you started saying this that it's it would be an avoidance. You would think they adapt, they avoid. You know, it's no different than.
But if it came down to it, you put them in a ring, who's going to win, the gator or the Bigfoot?
Who cares?
My point is this. My point is this.
I'm sorry.
Who's going to win the fight?
I'm sorry.
My point is this: is that it's fucking unavoidable if you're telling me that Sasquatch exists in all these places that gators do in very heavy fucking populations. There's no way around.
It makes sense that they will have altercations if they're both residing in the same, they're in the same hood. I'm sure there's altercations.
It doesn't make any sense at all as any kind of biological coexistence. It makes no sense at all. That's the truth. I mean, we have monkeys here too.
Yeah, we do.
And so I know the invasive monkey thing, especially the ones that were left over from the movie. I don't know how those things are still alive. Evidently, they have herpes or something. I don't know.
Procreation.
Yeah. And I'm sure plenty of them have been gobbled up by by fucking alligators. But we're not talking about little tiny monkeys, man. We're talking about a fucking giant, very high caloric, a big giant fucking primate, dude. That's a way different story than a fucking pet mouse.
Harold, what's going on, man?
Hey, I just got something to say about the Bigfoot versus alligator.
Go ahead.
The makeup of your average Bigfoot, their upper body is way more massive than a human being's structure. They have all the power up in their upper body, in their neck, in their shoulders, and into their arms. So they can do way more damage than a human being could against an alligator.
I would think.
That's cool. So you've dissected one.
I have seen one 2 feet away from me that was 9 feet tall and had a massive neck and a massive chest and massive forearms. So yeah, I think I have a little bit of knowledge in that department.
Sharon Guy wants to know, I can't even talk. Squatch Talk, do you believe in any cryptids?
Believe. That's religious.
Okay, do you fine. Don't use the word believe. You think there's cryptids out there?
I think the Sasquatch phenomena is real. I said that earlier. Okay. I don't know what they are, and neither does anybody else.
Anybody else? No.
No.
Yeah. I mean, show me one expert.
Is there any other cryptids that you can apply that to?
I have
Do you believe
no idea.
In Dogman, Skinwalkers, Mothman, any of that stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have no reason to think that any of those other phenomena or supposed lore, whatever, are true. I understand that Sasquatch phenomena is real because I find it to be a credible phenomena that people have come across. So,
it makes sense to me. It's a phenomenon that makes sense as far as a primate. But when you get into Dogman, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. Does that make sense?
I mean, to me, there's nothing credible about that.
It didn't make any sense to me until I had a Bigfoot and a Dogman standing right in front of me.
You saw a dog.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you had a Bigfoot and a Dogman. Holy shit.
In fact, the Dogman was standing closer than the Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot saved my life because the Dogman wanted to rip me to shreds. and she shoved the Dogman away.
Really?
And that's the only reason why I'm here today, because she shoved him away more than once.
Oh,
He was
that's amazing.
He was drooling at the mouth and grasping his hands like he wanted to tear into me. She shoved him away. He walks down to the alleyway behind my house, turns around and flexes at me, and then gives a big roar. And then she shoved him even harder and made him walk away.
That sounds like a Marvel movie.
Right?
This happened right by your house.
This was at my brother's house at 11:30 at night during a full moon.
House.
Well, I lived there.
He doesn't own the house. That.
Dude, that sounds like a Marvel movie scene.
Yeah, well, this is real life. This was
it must have been amazing to see that.
It was very amazing. I should have been scared out of my wits, but
was this your first time experiencing anything like that?
That was the first time I actually saw one physically. I've had them standing outside of tents, looking down into the tents, and I've seen their eyes shine. And all
them
that,
being Bigfoot.
That meaning Bigfoot. Yes.
Where did the Dogman come from?
They both appeared just out of the darkness because it's really black back in there, really dark, and they walked out of the shadows and were standing. It was a mistake that we met because they looked as shocked as I did. So when I'm standing there and I'm looking up at both of them, because the Dogman was 7 feet tall and the Bigfoot was 9 feet tall, and I could tell you that because the neighbor's shed, which they were standing next to, was 8 feet tall. And the female Bigfoot was at least a foot taller than the shed. So they're both standing next to me.
It's just weird to me that they were hanging out together.
That's not the first time I've
heard it, but it just still seems weird.
Oh, yeah. But why?
But
why were they hanging out together?
Because we have apple trees, and there's a river. There's a river that goes through the town, right? They come up through that river into town, and they go after those apple trees.
That's not an answer to why they were hanging out together.
No, that's not an answer why they were hanging out together. I don't have an answer why they were hanging out together. I can just tell you they were there together.
Yeah, that's odd.
And then the Bigfoot turned on the Dogman because the Dogman wanted to eat you alive.
She shoved him. She shoved him. She was making contact with me. She looked straight at me, and she gave me 4 little whoops as she's studying me. Yes, 4 little whoops, like whisper whoops.
Ooh,
short,
even better.
Whispering whoops.
So Bigfoot whispered in your. This is amazing. So they were hanging out together.
Don't be a dick.
I'm not. They were
following
the river. I'm not being a dick, dude. Listen to the story. They were following the river. They went to the
fucking, He said he was giving you a reason why they were in the area, or why the Bigfoot come to the area is for the apple.
Yeah. Well, why
they were hanging out? That's another story. It just seems odd to me that they were together.
They're buddy.
If you look on a map of the terrain of the area where I lived, okay, I now moved from there. I now live a little further north. But when I lived there, the terrain of that area is a desert terrain mostly. But you have all these creeks and rivers that flow southward to the Red River. And there's lakes and tributaries, and they all connect all the way up into Lawton, Oklahoma. And they go further north up to the Cimarron River. So everything's connected.
Why would they buddy until you showed up? Why would they buddy until you showed up?
They're in Lawton. It's it's covered in cement. The the creeks and the rivers covered in cement for flood.
Did the Bigfoot kill the Dogman to save
No.
you, or did it just chase it
No,
away?
it shoved it. It shoved it away. It shoved it away because this Dogman creature was standing right next to me. We almost touched arms. That's how close he was when he walked up.
Did you shit your pants?
No.
Did you?
I actually. The first thing I did.
This thing had to have been crazy, scary looking, right?
The first thing I did was I looked up as I was leaning on the fence. It's a 4-foot tall chain link fence, and I was leaning on the fence, and I turned my head as far as I can because they're not right up next to me. They're a little bit behind me because they stopped when they saw me. So I have to turn, and I still have my elbow on the fence, and I turn and I twist my head and I look up, and the only words that came out of my mouth was, "Oh, hi," because I'm shocked. Right? And these things, I'm looking at this Dogman-like creature, and he looks like a wolf in the head, but he's got the body of a Bigfoot. Okay, and he's covered in nasty, dirty white hair. And the Bigfoot, she's and I can tell you it was a male and a female because the Dogman had his parts and the Bigfoot had her parts. Okay.
So you saw penises and boobs. Okay.
Yes, I saw genitalia.
There you go.
Right.
And
what that look like?
it basically looked like a man and a woman with hair covering everything.
Speedy.
It looked like a American man and a woman.
Dude, you know the fucking difference between a man and a woman.
I mean, come on.
It looked like a human man
you're
and a
just
woman, but much larger and had more hair covering than most humans.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of pubic hair in my life. So the penis was hooded, right?
The
What
penis
does it
was
matter? That's just ridiculous.
stupid, man.
Yeah.
Is that
Why?
ridiculous?
It was a penis.
Um,
if you've ever looked at your own penis in
You
the
want us
mirror,
to draw you a picture? I mean,
Yeah, circumcision isn't big in the Bigfoot world, sorry. Or the Dogman
Right, yeah.
world.
So yeah, why is that ridiculous to ask if it was fucking circumcised or not? Like, are you kidding me? That's a valid question, I think.
No, it's not.
it's not
It's not.
really.
Oh,
if you've ever seen
it's
a
not a
wild,
valid
Doesn't matter.
question. Like,
Why
how
does it
unfair
matter?
are we
Why-
being here?
Of all the questions you could ask,
Well,
that's what
I
you
mean-
come up with.
Yeah, because I
expect
don't
that
know.
from
Circumcision is a human practice that is mostly a Western human modern day practice, and so why
Okay,
would
if
a
you've ever-
fucking
if
why would a
you've ever
dog
seen-
man? By
if
the
you've
way,
ever
we're talking
seen
about
an-
the dog man.
If
We're
you've
talking
ever
about the
seen an
Dogman.
uncircumcised man, that's what it looked like.
There you go.
Okay, and so it took all that to get to that. Yeah,
Well, because of the
you
question.
didn't say that. You didn't say that to begin with, dude. You didn't say that.
Okay, I'm not here to answer
If that's
questions
what
about
you
penis.
If that's what you saw, that's
Thank
what you
you.
would have said.
If you want to answer,
If
if
that's
you
what
want
you
questions
saw, that-
answered about
Fuck, dude.
penises,
If that's
Why
what you
is
saw,
it
that's
every
what-
Every time somebody says something, you argue. You just argue everything.
Because I'm talking reality. I don't argue everything. I argue
Yeah,
against
You're arguing
reality.
this. you're arguing what I just said.
okay,
Yeah,
to get
because I
back to the
disagree with you.
Okay, go ahead.
I disagree
Harold,
with
go
you.
ahead.
to get back to the subject, when and if
story.
you ever see a Bigfoot or a Dogman, the muscular structure of these two creatures are way different than a human being. So when you see one in person and you see a massive monster standing in front of you, that could rip your head off if they wanted to, because they could have done that to me, but they didn't. And then you put them up against a 12-foot alligator. Okay, the Bigfoot is known to have enough strength to rip massive trees in half. So you put it up against an alligator. I think they have a pretty good chance of ripping the alligators. Yeah. I think a Bigfoot has a very good chance of ripping the head off of an alligator pretty easy.
I think so.
Yeah, and that's the point that I was.
Because you saw one that saved you by pushing the Dogman away.
And the massive structure of this creature was way bigger than what you described as a big human being. It was way different than just a Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal would have no chance against any of those creatures. I don't care if the Bigfoot's 5 foot tall and it goes up against Shaq, it's gonna rip Shaq to shreds.
Just because it's pound for pound, it's that much stronger.
The strength,
yeah. Their muscle
because they are a primate.
The strength,
and your large primates are how much more stronger than a human being?
A chimpanzee is supposed to be close to probably 10 times stronger than a human being.
And look how much smaller they are than humans.
In some ways, yeah. In some ways.
Because muscular structure is different than...
So you're saying Bigfoot's a primate?
What I saw looked like a big, hairy primate.
Okay.
It has some human...
Do you think it's a primate?
Yes, I do think it's a primate. I do think it's a primate, but I also think it has more abilities than your average run-of-the-Joe primate.
What the hell is the average? We went to the fucking moon, man. We're primates.
But he's talking gorilla.
I'm talking talking wild, hairy primates that can walk on all fours because...
But it saved you from the Dogman. It was that strong.
Yes.
Patrick Vaughn wants to know, what did the face look like?
All she did was push him, but she used a lot of strength because she used one hand, one arm, and just shoved him, and he went stumbling forward.
Like if they're hanging out, she kept him in line, is what she did.
Okay, what did the face look like? The face looked like a gorilla's face, but with human female features as far as the nose and the mouth, but it still had some ape-like features mixed in with it. So you have a protruding nose, but with large gorilla nostrils, and then you have an upper lip that sticks out a little bit, and the lower lip, it was almost like an overbite, but she had human looking lips at the end of that. So she had long hair in the front from her forehead, which she had a high protruding forehead, but she had long straight hair. Okay. Everywhere, all the way down to her shoulders, was kind of long hair, but the rest of her body, the hair was kind of short, except for the mane that was on her back. It went all the way down almost to her buttocks. She had longer hair than the rest of her body, and it was all matted on the front, but matted on the back, but straight in the front. So she looked like she could groom herself pretty well, but the Dogman was just a mess.
What happened after the Dogman got rejected? What did the Sasquatch do?
The Sasquatch stood there after she shoved him away. She stood there and looked at me for, I don't know, probably about 5 to 7 seconds, I would say. She looks at me and just looks me up and down one more time, and then she turns towards the dog man and walks towards him, and she catches up with him, and they're walking side by side. And then when they reach the alleyway, that's when the dog man turns around and does his flexing and his roaring, and she walks in behind him and just shoves him with both arms, just boom, and he goes flying forward, almost falls on his face, but he regained his composure, and then they just walk on together side by side into the darkness. And all the while they're walking away, they're both turning back and looking at me, but they're not turning their necks because they don't have that ability to turn all the way to look at me. So they're turning at the waist and lowering their arms so they can get that turn to go as far as they can. As they're walking away, they're walking straight ahead, but they're turning towards me.
Oh, wait.
It's okay.
There's a glass of water.
I'm
somewhere.
sorry, Harold. I was asking for water. I thought he had some and he didn't.
So I get a lot of questions about people saying, well, how come you didn't have a camera? Okay. My explanation on that was I was going to take pictures of the moon. I had my phone, 1% left on my phone, so I put it on the charger upstairs. I had no other camera at the time, so that's why I don't have pictures. But thank God I didn't have a camera, because they would have killed me.
They
Possibly.
So the Sasquatch would have turned on you instead of defending you. If you would have had a camera,
I would have something.
the Sasquatch would have.
I would have.
No,
had
I'm
something.
asking a question. That's what he said. He said they would have.
No, I know. I
they
said it's pure
would have killed you.
speculation.
I would have
See,
had
because-
something in my hand that resembled a
It's
weapon.
speculation.
It's possible. Well, it
I would
is.
have had
It is, Pat. He's guessing.
Never heard that before.
You've never heard of people being attacked because they raise a camera and take pictures of something, and that
Oh,
something
yeah,
thinks
no.
that being
Yeah, I was being facetious a little bit. Like, I've heard 1,000 times that people speculate that if you have something in your hands, it's interpreted as a weapon. Yes, absolutely. And you know, I don't know. A cell phone looks like a weapon. It really doesn't. A gun kind of does, because it has a pointy thing, right?
I had a cell phone and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just human.
Yeah. So this Sasquatch defended you not once but twice.
exactly because
In the
For
same
one thing-
situation.
for one thing, the feeling I got was it did not want to be noticed, so it was trying to keep the Dogman quiet, for one thing, because apparently my neighbor that owned that shed, she told me that she would leave a plate of food out for her friends every night. So that's why they showed up where they did, because they got free food. And then
wow.
I'm standing there and I'm a threat
That's
because I'm
interesting.
standing right next to the Dogman creature. I'm not saying definitively that it was a Dogman, but it looked like a dog on a Bigfoot's body. A dog head on a Bigfoot's body. So and
weird.
it was drooling, and it had fangs, and it didn't have claws. It had long fingernails. It didn't have claws, but it had the hands and feet of a Bigfoot. It didn't have a tail.
That's weird.
Tim, how you doing?
I want. Yeah, Kim's like, yeah, I'm here. I don't know. She could have froze.
It's
And
more
also,
like-
I got
I mean,
I got
we're just
confirmation.
except this is reality. This is the world we live in.
I got-
These things are
I
there.
got confirmation from a fellow Oklahoma Bigfoot researcher who has had many sightings reported to him of this same looking creature, this Dogman looking creature.
Wouldn't say
in-
that's confirmation.
Okay, when I say confirmation, I mean he confirmed my story was the same as
Other
10
stories.
other reports.
Yeah, stories.
They're all stories.
Confirmation is a wide spectrum
Stories
word.
are not confirmation. I can make up a story
Perhaps
right
they
now.
are, but it's the same. It's no different than me saying that what I saw was confirmed because I had two other people with me that saw it.
It's not
So-
gospel. It doesn't mean anything.
Nobody
You don't
said
know
it
what you're
was.
wrong. Yeah.
Confirmation.
Yeah, no, that's implied. It is implied.
He
He
confirmed
said,
it.
I have
Story.
confirmation from some other person 5 states away.
No,
Yeah.
not 5 states
Yeah.
away. From Oklahoma, where I live.
He said.
Okay.
He said.
All right, whatever. I don't care if it's like 2 blocks away. I have confirmation because some dude told
and
me
if you want,
that somebody
and if you
told
check
him
out, his name is Brian
stories.
Terrell of Oklahoma.
There's nothing to
He runs a
You
cryptid
don't get
research
it, man.
and actual business where it's called Red Dirt Cryptids. He is a highly respected Bigfoot researcher in the state of Oklahoma and all the other
Really?
surroundings.
Why is
Yes,
he highly respected as a Bigfoot researcher?
Because the man has done research for over 17 years.
Okay, where's his evidence? Has he presented any
Look
evidence,
up
any
his
kind of
YouTube
evidence
channel.
at all?
Look up his YouTube
Okay,
channel.
okay, fine.
Red
You know
Dirt
what?
Cryptid.
Mr. Lee can look up his YouTube channel and he'll fucking pop it in here. But has
And
he,
he's
in
been-
17 years, has there been
He's been-
any evidence this guy's ever provided?
He's
all.
been on this. He's been in the chat in this.
Okay,
in
so
this
he's
community.
been in chat, and what else? Like anything? Nothing? Okay.
He also heads. He also heads a part of the department where they have the Oklahoma. What's it called? The festivals. They have the festivals. They have the conferences. He's a
Entertainment,
speaker.
Entertainment.
He's a speaker
Entertainment.
at both.
Entertainment.
speaker.
Gotcha. Entertainment, dude. You're
He is a
giving me his
speaker.
entertainment background. Where's
He
his
is
evidence?
a speaker. Can I finish,
don't
please?
Yeah, sure.
He is a
Entertainment.
speaker. He is a
Gotcha.
speaker at these conventions. He is highly respected. He brings evidence
By who?
to those events.
Okay. So what evidence did he bring to those events?
Okay, the man has taken pictures, a lot of pictures. The man has taken DNA samples. The man has gotten hairs. The man has all kinds of Bigfoot footprints.
And that's come to what, like, concrete format of evidence that's ever been shown or seen?
Okay,
Where?
now we're
What?
looking into, he didn't have a body, so therefore Bigfoot's not real.
That's not what I said. I said you're the one that just gave his repertoire of evidence that I'm sitting here saying I never fucking heard about. I've never seen. Like,
Because you've never seen it, it doesn't exist, Pat.
no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
I don't know.
If it was evidence of an undiscovered fucking primate, it'd kind of be big news, especially in the Bigfoot world. And so, yes, because I haven't.
Well, what kind of evidence do you want, Pat? What's the basic evidence that everybody gets?
I want.
Footprints.
No, trace evidence. That's trace evidence.
So what do you want? A fucking arm?
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
But your
right?
definition of evidence might be a little different than other people's definition.
No, evidence. The definition of evidence is what it is. And you could throw words in front of it like concrete and hard and proof and all this. But here, okay, what he just told me is a guy I've never heard of evidence I've never heard of, hair samples, DNA, footprints, just like everyone else in the fucking Bigfoot world. He's just another like lost soul in the Bigfoot world, or a lost piece of evidence in the Bigfoot world that no one's ever heard of. So
how do you speak for everyone? You say no one's ever heard of it. Just because you haven't heard of it.
What's his name? What's his name?
Brian Terrell.
You ever heard of him, Moggs?
Yeah, I've seen his channel.
Yeah, you
seen him in
pull up his channel right now.
Go for it.
I never heard of the guy. I'm pretty sure that everybody I know has never heard of the guy. Or
I don't know.
or they have heard of him, and he's already been thoroughly debunked. He's one of these guys that I've never heard of that's already been debunked. Like, that's possible too.
So everybody in the Bigfoot world has been debunked, is what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you're saying he hasn't been debunked.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said he could have been.
If he's been debunked, why is he invited to several conferences a year? Bigfoot conferences.
There's plenty of people who have been debunked who get invited to conferences, dude.
Okay, but when they get invited, and they get invited along with guys like,
it's all entertainment. So again, where's the science? How come this hasn't hit like fucking CNN or fucking, whatever, big breaking news on the internet outside of the Bigfoot world?
Have you
How
seen
come it hasn't pierced
Bigfoot lately?
How come it hasn't pierced the Bigfoot world if he has evidence?
How many people claim to have evidence? Tons.
No. I want this guy to answer this question. How come it hasn't pierced the Bigfoot?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
This guy happens to
Pat. Cross the line, dude.
This guy happens to search for Bigfoot in the state of Oklahoma,
Harold,
along with Brian Terrell.
You don't have to explain yourself. That's just rude and disrespectful.
Sorry, guys.
It's argumentative and it's
Very
bullshit.
rude.
And I'm sorry that he talked to you that way.
Yes. It's typical, and it's my own fault, but
I'm good, you guys.
You know why I bring him on for? The entertainment.
Right?
Yeah, it was great entertainment.
Yeah, this time.
Sorry if you got,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
Looked more like aggravation to me.
Yeah,
I just wanted him to realize that Bigfoot, their bone structure and their muscle structure is way different than a human being.
No, I believe that.
Any primate, any other primate.
Every time you bring Pat on, I bring Pat on. Anybody brings Pat on.
Yeah,
you're always going to get the opposite. The man just likes to argue. That's his thing.
Karen just said, folks, he likes to argue.
Yes, I am aware.
Blood pressure check.
Deep breath. I walk away.
No, I know. I'm just,
I've had a day. I can't.
It's getting boring around here. I have to bring somebody on.
You always say everybody.
Do you think? I mean, I'm going to joke about this with your sighting. Like, in my mind, after everything went down, and those guys are, you got a Dogman and a Bigfoot walking away after they turn the corner, and you're not in sight. I could just see her pushing him again, going, "Why do you got to fuck with the humans?"
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, they're hanging out together. That's weird. That's a weird sighting, dude.
I'm standing there. I'm shocked, because I'm seeing these two creatures standing together, and what are they doing? They're standing there looking shocked, the same as me. So you would think that I mean, I know that the big white creature that was standing next to me, he was dying to do something, but there's all these stories about how Bigfoot can be compassionate to some people. Well, okay, so I lived through a moment of compassion. More than likely, it had probably been studying me from a distance at some point, because I've told the story before where I'm walking to and from work and they're messing with the apple trees. Okay, so if I'm walking past this area that's being messed with, the trees are shaking and all that, but I don't see nothing, then there's got to be a creature that's doing that.
Sure, or something's doing it.
And it was observing me day after day after day. So I'm taking that into effect. This creature's looking at me with compassion. She's looking at me like she's never got to see a human up close. You know, so she's looking me over like I'm looking her over.
Now, do you think she knew or knows or knew at the time that if her friend there fucked you up, killed you, whatever, that there would be more humans? You know, so she was like, "Don't do this, don't do this." You know, like knock it off.
That's the vibe I got from her was, you know, okay, let's just go because this is going to get out of hand. That's the vibe I got from her.
Gate Smasher, what's up? Well, geez, we're well over. Well,
It's 11:11.
Is it?
It is.
Figured. Harold, I don't know why I don't remember like I've heard the story before, but for some reason I don't remember the Dogman part of it. That's weird.
Yeah, it's I don't definitively say it's a Dogman, but it looked like a dog, and the only thing it didn't do was bark like a dog. But it howled and screamed at the same time, and that jaw dropped, and that tongue just plopped out, and those teeth were showing, and I'm like, oh. You know, when it did that, when it was in the alleyway, that's when I was like, you know, F this. I'm going to go get something to protect myself.
Right.
You know?
Thank you, Mike. LAB said, thank you all for being kind. It don't cost a thing, and we all need a little support. I'm sorry, I just lost it. It scrolled. We all need a little support, especially when we see these things that are hard to explain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're really hard to explain to just your average person. It's hard to explain your personal experience, because then you get all these people that are like, oh, that just sounds made up to me. Like he was saying, you know, it sounds like a Marvel comic book, you know. Yeah, well, it does if you've never experienced that yourself.
It's so fantastic.
That's it. It is. It's fantastic.
Situation to be in.
It's not just that you saw one or two Bigfoot. You saw a Bigfoot and a possible dog.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
that's
hitting the lottery in a sense. You know.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Not that it was good, but you know,
and
the
I'm
chances of that happening
the whole time,
would be
why don't you take a picture? How many times have I heard that? You get in a situation where like when I was screamed at, I wasn't thinking of grabbing my phone. I was thinking of running. You know, there was no, I'm gonna let me take a picture, pose. You know, no. I
was thinking I had
two. The fuck out of there.
I had two creatures that were at least 800 pounds standing next to me. Do I move?
Right? Oh, trust me, I stood there with just a scream and froze and shaking, trying to convince myself I gotta look, because if this thing's about to kill me, I gotta see what it is. And it took everything in me just to turn around.
And there was nothing.
But then to turn around and there's nothing there, that's when I was just really
And then at the point where she shoves him, right? I took a step back from the fence, one step back. And that's when she knew that, okay, we got to go, because she knew that I knew something was about to happen. So she had to end it. You know, that's the part that he didn't hear was, you know, she decided to end it because I looked like I was feeling threatened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great story, man.
Hey Russ, I gotta go walk the dogs.
All right, Kimmy.
Kimmy,
I'm leaving. I'm shutting down anyway. So,
but I've got one question, and it goes back to the Bigfoot versus alligator. Doesn't the Bigfoot have better mobility, like a wrestler, and the alligator only has the teeth? I mean, they're quick, but I've watched Steve Irwin.
Yeah, that's what somebody said earlier.
Yeah.
Well, the alligator is a pretty powerful creature. The pound for pound,
Indeed.
Everything Bigfoot
the two of them
too.
would put up a good fight.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night,
My
Kim.
dogs are getting antsy.
Good night, Kimmy.
Good night.
All right, love you. Yeah, it would seem to me that, you know, and it goes back to the King Kong dinosaur ape fight.
Yeah.
The same thing would probably happen. He's going to separate his upper jaw from his lower jaw.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see happening to an alligator. Not ripping its head off, not just done. Next.
Well, you know, I see a Bigfoot, a large Bigfoot, picking up this alligator like Kimmy said, like a wrestler, okay,
Yeah.
and body slamming this thing and then ripping its
Smashing
jaw
it
out.
into a tree, whatever.
Yeah,
I think, you know, the alligator could do damage. Absolutely. If it gets a hold of him.
yeah,
It might. It's all hypothetical shit, but
yeah.
you know,
It's all hypothetical, but you know, it's
fun.
an interesting way of looking at predator versus predator. You know,
Karen says it perfect. A person can respectfully disagree, but be respectful. You know,
Yeah.
that's all. That's all. That's all we've always asked for this channel. Come tell your story and ask questions, sure, but just be respectful of each other.
yeah. It happens every time I go on somebody's channel, so I'm used to
why?
it. But
Is Pat there every time?
there's a lot of people like him out there.
There's a lot of Pats out there.
Yeah.
Kinda
Comes with the
sucks.
territory, I guess.
Yeah. I get it. 8 years ago, you said you saw Bigfoot. I'd be like, what the fuck? You fucking nuts. Now it's like, oh, really? Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's-
Michael Haywood's right. There's that whole thing. If you keep the gator's mouth shut, they have no strength.
That's it.
You know, I mean,
I've
That's
been
the
in
first
the
thing they
California,
do is they hop on a gator, they
And
tape its
tape
mouth
its
shut.
mouth
Then
shut.
it's, you know, what's going to scratch you?
yeah.
you know, I've been in the California woods, and I never saw a Bigfoot when I was in California.
Good night,
you know.
Sandra. Good to see you.
Sure. Good night, Sandra.
And then I come here to Oklahoma, and I'm not expecting to see something like that. But it shows up in my brother's, well, not in my brother's backyard, but right next to his backyard, in the middle of town, 6 blocks away from downtown Lawton, Oklahoma.
That's weird.
You know, so
Well, I mean,
The whole nother thing.
again, no, but they were being fed, according, you know,
they were being fed, and the creek went right through town. And so you know, it's got the creek will go from the Red River all the way past the Wichita Mountains. So you know, it's got a long area to travel.
I'm not that
And a lot of-
familiar with Oklahoma. I mean, I've been to Brown Springs and to the Red River there, but I haven't been to, like, that's about it. I think I drove through a corner of it once, like going to
Oh,
Wisconsin.
and another name I should have mentioned, Tex.
That was his experience. Was a Dogman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and he covers the Red River.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I've been to his spot. I've been to Brown Springs. I've been to the cemetery. Yeah, that's his area.
Yeah, and hopefully one of these days I'm gonna get to go on a hunt with him, because you know he's mentioned it in the past, and I just gotta have the time to do it.
What scares me there, it's sketchy, but it's the human factor that scares me.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is, you know, there've been some weird shit that have gone down in those woods
Cool stuff.
from dumping bodies to witches doing, you know, black masses in the woods. It's just a weird area. I mean, I camped there one night and the cops rolled up on us.
but you know, you want to talk about credibility. Tex is highly credible. You know, highly credible. That
What he got?
man's done seen everything.
He had that sighting when he was 16, 17, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well,
But-
I better get off here so y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna bounce too. But thanks for hanging out and sharing it.
Yeah.
Sorry you got a little abused.
Thank you for letting me come on.
Oh, anytime, dude. You know that.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Stevie.
All right, Harold. Have a wonderful night.
Christy,
We'll
good
see you
to
soon.
Yeah, we'll see you.
All right, thanks, dude. Good night. Well, guys,
Sorry,
I'm not
For my mouth,
apologizing.
I'm saying. I had to walk away because I know my emotions of the day and the last few days got there. and
Yeah, no,
I
it's
know
all
when-
right.
I
I
know
know
when-
I got a little heated, but you know,
I know
it's
when to
just
walk away. So for that, I apologize.
hope you had fun, everybody. Wasn't trying to piss anybody off.
No, and honestly, Pat, sorry for
Yeah,
how I
but-
jumped on
yeah.
you. You know, I mean, but
You can curse me out and whatever.
I'm sure we'll hear about
I'm
it.
not worried about it. I'm gonna lose sleep. All right, guys. Again, if you guys had a good time tonight, hit that like button below. If you're new, subscribe. And we will be here next Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday.
You'll have a-
Stevie's usually by my side.
I will be always.
So again, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. Love you guys. Peace and God bless.